Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing a reading vlog. Not today, but this whole entire week. It is currently April 8th, Monday at 11 in the morning. I always forget to check before starting. Don't mind if you see white on my hair. I have dry shampoo on because, you know, the oils. But I have decided to do a reading vlog this week. And I was sitting here getting ready, doing my makeup because I want to... Okay, I don't like how this looks. There we go. Getting ready to film because I want to film like 4 videos today. Let's see if that happens. I gotta film when I'm in the mood, people. I told you guys this already. Because if not, tomorrow I might wake up like... God, I have gained so much weight these past few months, and I feel it's all like in the past week. Or I might be swollen. I don't know. I'm gonna blame it on swollen. So I was sitting here doing my makeup because I want to film listening to Bohemian Rhapsody, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start my reading vlog right now. What am I looking for? I can't walk and talk at the same time. And so I quickly picked out my books for the week. I think these are the books that I want to read this week. If not, I'll just, you know, if I switch it throughout the week, I'll let you know. I've already put my foundation on. I'm gonna open a new mascara because my mascara is dried out and I've been meaning to change it for a while. So, and I have 2 backups. I normally tend to shop in the Sephora sales. So if I know it's something that I really like or like a staple in my makeup, then I will buy backups when the sales come because that is smart shopping. So I did my first 24-hour readathon this past week. And so, yeah, that was an experience in its own. Didn't do that great in it, but I did complete a book. So completed a book and then read half of another one, which helped me to finish the 3rd book for the O.W.L's Magical Readathon, which, by the way, that's why I'm vlogging. I was supposed to vlog last week. I wanted to vlog the whole entire month, but I woke up last Monday like hating the world. So, or not really the world, but myself. And so I just didn't film. And then by the time like Wednesday came that my mood changed a little bit, it was already too late. I mean, I could always start it whenever, but you'll see my dirty ass mirror. Woo! Dirty. So, yeah. And then I was also like a little bit sick last week. And so I was just like, this is stupid. I'm not even gonna try. So here we are, week 2 in the O.W.L's Magical Readathon. And I have already completed my 3 books for last week because I don't know if you guys remember, if you've even watched my TBR video. In order to read all 12 books, I have to really push myself to read the 3 books a week. And so I completed my 3rd book last night. Well, technically today because it was like 12:30 when I finished reading it, but we're just gonna say last week because I hadn't gone to sleep yet. So let's see what else. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna read as soon as I set my under eyes, even though I look crazy. How was y'all's weekend? Mine was boring AF. We were supposed to have like an event that my husband put together on Saturday, and when we woke up on Saturday, it looked like it was the apocalypse outside of how bad the weather was. It was horrible. So we didn't end up doing anything, and then We're just sitting here bored out of our minds. But, you know, he's been sick with the flu and I've been sick. And so it's not like we had the energy to go anywhere. Okay, so really quick, going to tell you the books that I want to read this week. I picked them out quickly because, like I said, I just was going to sit here and do my makeup and listen to music because I love listening to music while I do my makeup. But then I thought, hey, I could start the vlog instead of starting it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I just went over to my TBR cards and picked out a quick 3 books of what I might think I want to read this week. So the first one is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I was actually going to hold off till next week to read this, just so I could like space it out. And I don't know what my thought process was, but I thought, okay, like I don't want to read them 2 back to back because then for the next following 2 weeks, I'm not going to be able to read any Harry Potter. But I just can't help myself. You know, when you just start reading Harry Potter, you just want to continue that happy streak. And that's what this is to me. It's just happiness. And so I'm going to pick this one for sure. I'm definitely going to read this one for sure. And it might be the one I pick up like now. Then I'm also going to read Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. And really excited to read this one. This is supposed to be like a dark psychological, maybe romance kind of thing. I don't know. I had started reading this a couple months ago, but I only read like the first chapter because I wanted to make sure before I bought a physical copy, I actually borrowed it from my library because I want to make sure that I was able to read it. Sometimes books like these or like really older books like with Carrie, the writing just is, I just can't get down with it and I don't understand it. And so I wanted to make sure that it was something that I could understand and get on board with. And I liked it for what the first chapter was. And then another one that I'm going to pick up is this beautiful cover, A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. Excited to read this. Beauty and the Beast retelling, which is it has to be amazing, right? Now, I don't think I've ever read a retelling before. I think this is going to be my first retelling that I read, and I'm excited for it because I don't know what to expect. I don't think I have. Maybe I have. Maybe you guys are like, hello, but you read this in this book from your wrap up. But I don't know. I can't think of anything right now. So let's just say that this is going to be my first retelling, and I'm excited for it because I don't know what to expect from a retelling, right? I don't know. And so yeah, those are the 3 books that I'm going to read this week, and I'm looking forward to them a lot. I might start with A Curse So Dark and Lonely just because I'm very curious to see what that book is about. I'm going to put on my music and I am going to finish this face to film, and then I'll come back and update you guys whenever I have a reading update. So I will see you guys later. Hey guys, so it is currently 8 in the evening, 8 at night, and I had quite a busy day. As y'all know, I am reading A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. I think that's her name. But I haven't gotten far into it. I honestly just started reading it like, I don't know, 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. No, I had dinner. I just had dinner, which probably took like 30 minutes. So maybe like an hour ago. And I've only gotten to page. Why does he insist to bark every time I am updating the vlog? Hey, come here. What's your problem? What's your problem? Huh? What's your problem? Tell the people what your problem is. Hey, what's your problem? Oh God, sorry if I got any of you dizzy just now. I get so motion sickness. That didn't make sense. I get really motion sickness. I get a lot of motion. How do you say that? I get motion sickness, but really bad motion sickness when I'm watching vlogs and stuff and people are like moving the camera. I just can't. I just X out because ain't nobody got time to be throwing up, especially because of a video. My makeup is looking funky because it's nighttime already. Anyways, getting back to it. So I'm about 35 pages into A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and I'm really enjoying it so far. We've just met three of the characters actually. So far, this is told in the perspective of two characters, Ren and Harper, but we also have Gray as a character, which is some kind of leader, commander. He's a commander of guards, and all we know is that something happens to the prince at a certain time, and that's about it. And so yeah, enjoying it so far. 35 pages. I don't know if you can say anything about a book 35 pages in, but enjoying it so far. And so yeah, I'm just going to probably go for a walk with the husband. We barely go out for walks, but we're probably gonna go out for a walk tonight, and then I'll just continue reading, and I will update you guys tomorrow when I have something to update you with. What is this? Why am I doing this? The light up here is like giving me some sort of like shadow here. At least you can't see my double chin. Only I say stuff like that. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hey guys, good morning. It's like 10 in the morning on Tuesday the 9th. It's sunny outside, and I have a bunch of chores to do, like take out dog beds, air them out, bathe dogs, clean, bills, edit. But first, coffee. Hey guys, so it is around 6 something in the afternoon, 6:20, something like that. I have a splitting headache. I just took 2 leaves, and it's probably because I haven't been drinking water. So, reading update, I have none. I haven't read any more of A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I'm really enjoying it. But last night, I got on social media. I'm by page 35 still. I got on social media, and you know, I didn't read anything of A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and my headache is so bad right now that I don't even think I can read anything if I wanted to. So I think after I am done here with the vlog, I'm gonna go and lay down and close my eyes for a little bit, because I don't tend to get lots of headaches. I suffer from a lot of dizzy spells and stuff because of my hormones, but I don't tend to get a lot of headaches. So I'm like done for the day. But I did go to the library today, which is like a miracle. I mean, I love the library, but to be completely honest, I am the type of person that likes to own my books. I don't care if they're used. I can go to a used bookstore and buy books up the wall, but I like to own my books. And sometimes I run into the issue of I don't buy a book because I don't know if I'm gonna like it. either because of the cover, either because I've heard somebody else say that they don't like it. And so if it's a used book, it doesn't hurt me as much because it's a used book. Half price books it tends to be pretty affordable or pretty cheap, if we're really going to say the right word. But when it comes to like graphic novels and mangas and all of that, they tend to be pretty pricey. And so that's why I don't buy them, because I'm like, what about if I don't like them? And then when you go and sell the book back, it's really not, you know, you don't get your money back, or your money's worth back is what I'm trying to say. And so for a while now, I've been wanting to read manga. But every time I go or I see somebody that's talking about a manga, or I go to the bookstore and I, you know, look at one, the format of it just throws me off. And I'm just like, no, I can't. But I've been hearing such good things about Death Note that I've really, really wanted to give it a try. And I'm like, you know what? Well, I'm just going to go to the library and pick it up. So that's what I did. I went to the library and I picked up Death Note Volume 1. And then I also picked up Death Note Volume 2. Just in case I like them, I can go ahead and read them. If I end up loving them, then I will go ahead and buy them, I guess. I love the synopsis of it. Basically, I believe it's like a death god drops a note, which is the death note, and if you write a name in there, that person dies or something like that. And this death god drops the death note, and some kid finds it and starts using it, and so all hell breaks loose from there. And so I thought the premise sounded very, very interesting. So I'm like, you know what? Let's go for it. If I don't end up liking it because of the format or whatever, then I can just return it, and no foul done here. And then while I was there, I decided to go ahead and pick up The Kiss of Deception. This is another one of those books that I hear a lot of people talking about. This is YA, so that's why. And then with this cover, I hate covers that have people on them. And then the title, The Kiss of Deception, I don't know. I hope I don't offend anybody, which I probably will, because that's just how the world is. But I found it like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but everybody says such good things about it. And I've always been intrigued to. I think that I was watching, what's her name? Chelsea Palmer. And I think she read this for her book club. It was like the first book that she read for her book club like a couple months ago. And she said that she really, really liked it. She didn't like the second book so much. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and give it a try. If I end up loving it, I'm sure I can find it at Half Price Books. But I just wasn't sure if I was gonna like it. So I'm gonna give it a shot and see what I think. So that's the other book I got. And then my husband was looking around as I was talking to the girl, because I actually put Death Note on hold so that I can go pick it up today. He went up to like the shelf where it said like free books, and he comes back and he's like, I don't know if you wanted this, but just by the cover, I was like, yes, it's by V.C. Andrews, and it's the 4th novel in the Spellbinding Landry series. It's like a large print book, so it's like huge print. But just the cover, I was like, yeah, hidden jewel. So, I mean, it was free. And I don't know, maybe one day I'll try to read it. And so then I went to Barnes & Noble. Who goes to the library and then to Barnes & Noble on the same day? So the reason why I went to Barnes & Noble was because today was the release of one book that I was highly anticipating, and that is The Last by Hannah Jameson. And this is a apocalyptic kind of book. It's a dystopian book of this man that goes to this house, I think it is, or he's on a work trip to Switzerland when the world goes to shit. And he's like stuck at this hotel with I don't know how many other people. I think it's like 20 survivors. Him and I don't know if it's him and 20 survivors or him included in the 20 survivors are in this hotel, and he finds a little girl dead. So there's a murderer amongst them. And I have come to the realization today, that I am obsessed and highly, highly intrigued by books with houses on the cover. And I never noticed that. I never noticed how much a book with a house on the cover captivates me until now. Obviously, this is not a house. This is like a hotel. But still, any kind of like house, hotel, any kind of living quarters on a cover just fascinates me so much. So that's what drew me to this. And so I don't know, I just learned that about me today, because I was like, what is it about this? You know, it's not the name, it's the cover, and it's the damn hotel. And I started thinking back to all the books that I gravitate towards, and they mostly have houses. That really, really just captivates me. It's a book with a house on the cover. Another one, I'm gonna put the cover of it here. I just read about it yesterday. It doesn't come out till July. But it has a part of a house on it. It's theme music, and the synopsis sounds incredible. Like, I think that I want to read this book so bad. I reached out to the publisher and requested an ARC because the cover just called me and the synopsis is just screaming my name. But again, it has a part of a house on the cover. Lie to Me, which was another book that I gravitated towards. A house on the cover. Tear Me Apart. Not Lie to Me. I'm sorry. It wasn't Lie to Me. It's Tear Me Apart that has a house on the cover. And so I don't know what it is, but I love a dang book with a house on the cover. What the crap? And then I went just to buy this. I had a gift card. I can't be spending any money right now. I'm like, I'm just going to get the one book. And, you know, because of the situation that we're in, I'm like, I can only walk out with one book. Like, I know I'll be good with that. I walked out with 2 books because I want to read this one, The Near Witch by V.E. Schwab. I didn't even know that this was an old novel and that it was reprinted, that it was out of print. I've never read anything by V.E. Schwab before. I actually started A Conjuring of, no, not A Conjuring of, I think that's the second book. Whatever, the shadow one, the light one, A Conjuring of Light, the shadow, the something, that series. I started listening to it on audiobook, but the narrator just, I couldn't even listen to like a full minute of it. I was like, no, it threw me off. It just turned me off of the book. And so I haven't read it. But when I saw the color of this cover, I don't have another book in my collection that has this color. Actually, The Haunting of Hill House has this color on the edges of it. But these colors just drew me to the book. And so when I found out that it came out back on print and it was like a high demand kind of book, I was like, well, it must be good. So I went ahead and I got it. And how can I say no? How can I say I don't want this book? So I got this one too, you know, because I'm like, well, okay, fine. 2 books. 2 books is fine. In my defense, first, it's $10. And second, I have been waiting for my Barnes & Noble to bring this in stock for 3 months. And every time I would go, they didn't have it in stock. Sorry, the glare, but it still has the protective cover on it. I have been dying to get a hold of, I mean, they had like the Peter Pan in the kids section, like that little book or whatever. But I didn't want that one. I wanted the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition with the ribbon and everything. I've been wanting it for so long. So they finally had one in stock and I was like, yeah, I can't. It's $10. So I brought it with me. Whatever, judge me if you want, but those are the 3 books that I bought. at Barnes & Noble. And then I got 3 books from the library plus the free one. So I'm pretty excited about my acquired books. So now I'm gonna go and lay down on the couch and see if this headache goes away. And then if it does, hopefully I can get some reading done later, because I was on such a roll last week, man. Last week I was like, read. And this week, well, it's only Tuesday, I know, but by last Tuesday I was already almost done with 1 book, and I want to keep up that pace for this readathon, because I really like, I'm really determined to complete this readathon. So 30 pages in, still on the Curse So Dark and Lonely. Hopefully I want to at least read another 100 pages tonight if this headache goes away. If not, then whatever. Good morning. It is currently 10:30 in the morning on a Thursday. I didn't vlog yesterday, but that's usually the case on Wednesdays. My morning chores are done with, which just include feeding the dogs and making coffee. I thought I would update you because I got a nice chunk of A Curse So Dark and Lonely read. I am currently on page 169. I just sat down last night and just dived in and was enveloped by the book. I'm loving it so much. I went into it a little bit guarded because not a little bit, but a lot of it guarded, because I've heard so many mixed reviews about it, and I don't know, I just went into it like kind of like not wanting to like it and with lower expectations, but guarded. In the first instance that I found something funny, I even found that my laugh was kind of like guarded, like, okay, I'm laughing at this section, but whatever, you know, it's gonna be the only section that's funny. I'm not gonna give it too much importance. And as the story kept going along, like, I just kept laughing at their like rebuttals against each other. I just found it so funny and so quirky. And so at that point I was like, okay, I'm really enjoying this book. I don't know why I'm being so hard on it. Beauty and the Beast, I saw Beauty and the Beast in theater. So that is, I grew up on Beauty and the Beast, and then I think I saw Aladdin as well in theater. So I'm very protective of my Little Mermaids and all those stories. And I think that was part of it. And then, like I said, the mixed reviews. I am loving it so much. I love Ren as a character. I love Harper. And I love Gray. Gray is just, he has to be one of my favorite characters. That is my reading update. So anyways, I'm gonna start babbling. I'm going to go read and drink my coffee, and I will see you guys a little bit later. Bye. Hey y'all, so it's still Thursday, just a little bit later. It's 7 o'clock and I'm outside and my dog's being crazy. Look at him. Willie. Hi, Willie. Come here. He's so obedient. Anyways, I was just reading a little more of A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I am on page 234, and oh my gosh, I am loving them so much. Ren and Harper, like, I ship them. I really ship them. Hi, Quincy. Where's your Quincy? I can't get enough of them. I'm enjoying this book like to the max. Look at them. Bubba's. Nee, Bubba's. My next door neighbor has a dog, and they run with them. It's two girls. And so they just run back and forth. Of course, now they're not doing it, but that's what they do all day long when they come outside. So yeah, still enjoying this. I'm probably halfway through it already, and I want to devour it. It's like my new favorite. It's pretty close to, hey Rudes, no. Rudy, no. Rudy, Hey, where's your toy? Get your toy. He gallops. I have a feeling this is, oh gosh, look. Rudy. Willie, what you doing? Stop being so crazy. So yeah, I have a feeling this is gonna be a 5-star book for sure. My husband just got on the phone in the living room and he was like bothering me to read because I couldn't concentrate. So I figured I'd update you guys on the book and let you see my doggies. So yeah, I'll update you guys a little later. Bye. I look crazy right now. It's like 12 something in the morning. And I am like 100 pages away from finishing this book. I am loving it so much that I have been able to sit down and read for hours. You guys remember in my earlier clip where I was like, you know, I can't read for that long. After like an hour or two, I get antsy. My fat ass has been sitting on my couch reading for hours. I was halfway through the book today at like around, I don't know what time it was when I last updated you guys. I think it was like 6 o'clock or something. And now I'm almost finished. I am so entranced by this book. Yes. Hey guys, so it is Saturday and we are currently going through a tornado warning. It is crazy outside. I mean, it's calmed down a little bit, but it was crazy. Like my front yard tree looked like it was about to snap in half. That's insane. So I'm here with a little update for you guys. So I'm going to set you down really quick. So a little reading update. I finished Marble Town. Now this wasn't part of the O.W.L's Magical Readathon, but I had to read it to review. I really wanted to get the review up for the author because she did send me this, as I told you guys earlier. Oh my gosh, I was sobbing. Don't mind my locks. I woke up like this. And so I was sobbing. This is about the story. We're following Cole, and his mother has passed away at the age of 10, but we are following him at the age of 13. And it's about grief. It's about moving on. It's about holding on. It's about letting go. It's about all those things. I was sobbing. I didn't think I was going to cry that much. This is a middle grade book. We do have some religious aspects to it. And it's just all kinds of wonderful. I really did enjoy this baby right here. So I know that we are doing some reading sprints over on the Magical Readathon Twitter. So I'm gonna jump on that. I think they're doing like 2-hour sprints at a time, which I'm super excited about. I'm gonna go ahead and start Harry Potter. I've already picked out my bookmark, which is one of the new ones, the one that says happiness can be found even in the darkest of times. So I'm gonna go ahead and start on Harry Potter since the weather is just wonderful to be reading right now. So I'll talk to you guys later. Hey guys, so it is a little later. It's actually like 7 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday, and the weather has gotten a little better, but it's still, oh gosh, it's still super duper windy out. And yeah, so we're about to go to the grocery store really quick just because I need a couple things, but I wanted to update you guys before it got darker outside, like before daylight went away. Because I just, at nighttime with my light in here, it's so high because there's a high ceiling here in this room. It just gets really yellow. So I'd rather do it when it's bright outside. So a little update. I think I told you guys that I finished Marble Town, which wasn't it's not part of the Magical Readathon, blah, blah, blah. Loved it so much. I gave it 5 stars, and we'll talk a little bit more about that when I wrap up the vlog. But I did start Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and oh my gosh, Harry Potter, man. I'm not that far in. I am on page 55. As a matter of fact, I was reading it when we were doing the 2-hour sprint. They did two 2-hour sprints today. I caught the second one, but an hour and 10 minutes into it, I passed out with a book like this. That's how I fell asleep. So I took like a 40-minute nap, and I wasn't able to jump back into the readathon, but whatever. 55 pages in, and I'm loving it. And one thing that I'm loving now is that, but when I started reading Harry Potter, I really wasn't using tabs like to mark my place or anything. I think I did during the other they're right there, during the later books, but in the beginning, like the first couple of books or the first 3 books, I didn't use tabs. But I'm getting to tab now. I only have one because I'm only 50 pages in, but that's something that I'm looking forward to, is just tabbing my favorite areas of the books. So yeah, 55 pages in, I'm gonna sit down tonight and read a chunk of this, because just I don't know what it is about Harry Potter. I can't. I go speechless, and I just can't describe what it is that I feel with Harry Potter. And I know that I'm not alone in this. I know you guys can relate. Okay, but enough blabbing. I wanted to show you guys, I got a book from Dutton Putnam Books Marketing yesterday. They're part of Penguin Random House, and I requested this book because I forgot how I found out about this book. I saw it in an email or something, or I forgot. But when I saw the synopsis of it and the cover, I was like, I need that book. And I barely request books to review. I try not to request, because then I feel bombarded with things that I have to read to review. But I had to request this because it is theme music. And when I read the synopsis, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, please, yes, please. And I ran. I was in bed in the morning. I was just waking up. I ran to my computer to write out the email to request it. And that was on Wednesday. I got it at my doorstep yesterday. But we were already leaving when I saw the package at the door. And I was so excited that I just ripped it open. But I wanted to show you guys. And I'm going to read you the synopsis because it sounds like so good. So it says, for the lucky among us, life is what you make of it. But for Dixie Wheeler, the theme music for her story was chosen by another long ago, on the day her father butchered her mother and brothers and then slashed a knife across his own throat. Only 1-year-old Dixie was left alive, infamously known as Baby Blue for the song left playing in the aftermath of the slaughter. 25 years later, Dixie is still desperate for a connection to the family she can't remember. So when her childhood home goes up for sale, Dixie sets aside all reason and moves in. But as the ghosts of her family seemingly begin to take up residence in the home that was once theirs, Dixie begins to question her own sanity and wonders if the evil force menacing her is that of her father or a demon of her own making. As very real bodies begin to pile up around her, Dixie must find a way to expose the lunacy behind her family's massacre and redeem what little remains of her soul. This is by T. Marie Vandelli, and it is a debut novel. So I'm excited for it. It comes out July 23rd. So you guys will probably be seeing a review for this book because it just caught my attention like this. Hey guys, so I am here to close out the week's vlog. I'm a little late. It's already the following week, and I'm not going to tell you what day it is because you'll find out what day it is in my next vlog for week 3. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to close out the vlog. I'm going to let you know all the books I read. I'm going to let you know kind of mini what I thought about them, and then we can close this out and get a new week started. So the first book that I read and finished for this week was Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I love Harry Potter so much. I know, like I've said in a prior clip, you guys can relate. I gave this 5 stars once again. This is my first reread of the Harry Potter series. This is book 2. I I do plan on continuing the series, my reread of the series, and I'm hoping to probably read book 3 next month and maybe book 4, but we'll see. From here on out, I want to read probably a book a month, but if I can, I'll do 2 books a month. But really enjoying my reread. I thought I really wasn't going to, just because I knew what was coming, I knew what was going to happen, but being that the series is so long, what is it, 7 or 8 books long, and being that it's my first reread, you tend to forget what happens in each book, especially since the last few books get so thick and so big. And so I found myself maybe like more than halfway remembering what mystery or what problem they're trying to solve in this book. And even with that, I enjoyed it. I can't believe how much I have forgotten about this book, being that I just read it, even within the dialogue itself, because it's so much, like I said. But really enjoyed it. Still 5 stars for me. And yeah, Harry Potter is life. Just kidding. This wasn't the first book I read. Oh gosh, for the week. The first book that I read for the week was A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I absolutely adored this book. Here we follow our main character, Harper. One of our main characters, Harper. She has cerebral palsy. Gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm like drawing a blank on how to say that. And this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. So we follow Harper. She is in our world. And she has cerebral palsy, like I said, and we open up with her being in an alley, kind of like hidden, waiting for her brother. Her brother's taking care of something, and she is like, okay, well, if this goes wrong, you know, she's trying to figure out what she's going to do. When she sees something, she tries to rescue somebody in the middle of this, and she gets transported to another world. So it's like 2 worlds that are separated by like just separated. And when she goes to this other world, we meet Ren, which is the prince of this world. And so the story comes from there. I've never read a retelling before. Oh, and I should tell you, I read this for the challenge of Ancient Runes, which was a retelling. I enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed seeing the similarities in with Beauty and the Beast, but I also really enjoyed the differences. I thought being a retelling, I was going to see more of the similarities, but to be completely honest with you, the similarities are the main parts of Beauty and the Beast, but there aren't that many similarities. I enjoyed how different it was at the same time. I really enjoyed the relationship and the banter between Harper and Ren. I thought it was done perfectly, but I am not the best person to speak on this because I love YA romance. I love romance, period, but not like romance. I like bantery romance and love to hate, or hate to love, love to hate to love kind of romance. I love romance triangles in YA. I am like a sucker for all that stuff. So maybe I'm not the best person to talk on that, but needless to say, really enjoyed it. I just found out as I was reading this book that this is actually, or actually when I finished the book, the way it ends, I just found out that this is going to be a series. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a duology or a trilogy or what it's going to be, but I didn't know that going into the book. I thought this was a standalone. I should have known better. It's fantasy, it's YA. But I enjoyed it so much. 5 stars all the way. Then the second book that I read for the week, which it's not even a book, it's a novella, is Marbletown by Kathleen M. Jacobs. I'm sorry, I forgot to say this is by Bridget Kemmerer. I didn't read this as part of the Owl's Magical Readathon. I just needed to review this, and since it was so short and I wasn't going to be able to read a third book, I just thought I would pick this one up. Really enjoyed it. This is a middle grade book that talks about grief. It touches on grief and at a young age. And it has a little mystery element to it. The mystery is not so huge. It's just very small. But I will say that this is, man, did this make me cry. I was sobbing with this little book. This follows Cole at the age of 13, and he's telling the story of when his mom passes away at the age of 10. And everything that he went through in the process, and finding a way to grieve, trying to find a way to move on and continue living without his mom. So lighthearted, and like I said, it made me cry so much. I ended up giving this one, I believe I gave it 5 stars. I think it's a very important book. Oh, and another thing I want to mention, it does have some religious aspects. We are in a cemetery that has a church in it, and we do have some Bible verses and stuff like that, but it's not overly religious, and that's not really the main point to it. I mean, a little bit, but it's really not the main point to it. Just wanted to let you know that. But I think this is a very important book for kids that are dealing with parents' deaths, or any kind of death, but mostly a parent's death at such a young age, and the yearning that a kid has for their parents, and how to deal with that and how to move on, because there's so many different ways as he experiences, you know, rebellion, pulling away from the father, you know, things like that. And so very important book if you have kids even younger than 10 years old that's dealing with something like that. This is a great book to read with them. And like I said, it does have a mystery element, so it makes it a little bit fun at the same time. But by the end of this book, I was boogers and tears, crying and sobbing. And then after that, for the end of the week, I closed it off with Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So that was my week in reading, you guys. Second week of Owl's Magical Readathon is done. I am 1 book behind of schedule. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to catch up. Let's hope and pray that I will. But either way, thank you so much for spending the week with me, even though I know it's boring. But I wanted to document the readathon regardless if I wasn't really doing anything, just to see how I do. And I really didn't vlog week 1. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you in my next video. Bye. What? Bye. No. Bye.